Written by Tessa Lilly. Narrated by Megan Spencer. Day before. I woke up early in the morning and got up right away. I was excited. Really, really excited. Tomorrow is my birthday. Tomorrow I'll be 18 and I will meet my wolf. I couldn't wait to shift for the first time. They say it's painful, but I didn't care about that part. It is just for a little while, and it gets easier later. I can survive a little pain. I just wish that my parents were here to see me shift for the first time. It had been 8 years since they died, and it hadn't gotten any easier. They were killed in a rogue attack. On the night of the attack, rogues tried to kill our alpha son. We were celebrating his 18th birthday and his first shift. He was supposed to start his training to become a new alpha and take over the pack. However, that night, rogues killed his father, our former alpha, Luke. He was forced to become an alpha right away, and he did an amazing job. He finished his training early, and he made our pack one of the strongest ones. My father was Alpha Luke's beta. He and my mom died protecting Alpha, Luna, and their son. That was their job. After their deaths, my brother Andrew became beta. He and our alpha were best friends since childhood, and now they run our pack together. My brother is an amazing beta and an even better brother. He was 17 when our parents died, and after that, he had to take care of our pack and me. He never complained. He took those responsibilities and did the best he could. And he did great. He always made sure I was safe and taken care of. He still does. I finished high school a few months ago, and all I have to do now is train. We have to train every day. But tomorrow, I get a day off because it's my birthday and my first shift. I couldn't wait to shift. It'll be amazing. And maybe I will be luckier than my brother and meet my mate soon. I had to go to training soon, so I brushed my teeth, took a quick shower, and got dressed. I put on my black tights, training bra, gray hoodie, and my black Nike sneakers. I tied my long brown hair into a ponytail and went downstairs. I was unpleasantly surprised. Sienna was standing in my kitchen, looking at me like she wanted to kill me. She's 25, just like my brother, an alpha, and she has been hanging out with them since childhood. Now, she's clinging onto them like they are a lifeboat. She was devastated when she found out that neither my brother nor Alpha were her mates. That didn't stop her from trying to become Luna. She's always around Alpha, proving herself and trying to convince him to take her as his chosen mate. Sienna was tall, blonde, and perfect. Her makeup was always on point. Her hair was always combed and styled to perfection. But she destroyed all that with the way she behaved. She was bitchy, mean, and disrespectful. She hated me and treated me like I was trash. But only when we were alone. When we were around my brother or Alpha, she was a totally different person. She was nice to me, and she once told my brother that I was like a little sister to her. Yuck. I tried telling my brother about her, but he didn't believe me. He told me I was jealous of her and how much time they spent together. Sienna, I said coldly and grabbed a mug from a cupboard. Good morning, ugly, she said and smirked. It must be good to sleep as long as you do. Maybe you should try it too, I said as I poured coffee into my mug. You need as much beauty sleep as you can get. I turned towards her with a smirk on my face. She was pissed. You little bitch, she said through her teeth. I will become Luna soon, and I will exile you so you will not be able to blink. She always did this. She threatened to exile me when she would become a Luna. I knew she would actually do it, and I could only hope she didn't become a Luna. I wanted to say something back, but I heard the front door open. My brother and our Alpha walked into our kitchen. Sienna quickly put on the biggest fake smile on her face. I rolled my eyes. How didn't anybody see how fake she was? "Good morning, little one," my brother said and kissed my forehead. That was his favorite nickname for me. I was small, smaller than any wolf of my age, and he liked to point that out, especially because he was huge, 6'4", and had muscles all over his body, just like an alpha. We looked a lot alike. We both had brown hair and bright blue eyes. He was more tan than me, though. I inherited my mom's pale complexion. I was out in the sun all the time, but I couldn't seem to get tanned. "Good morning, Andrew. Good morning, Logan," I said and smiled. I get to call Alpha by his first name only in the privacy of our homes. On other occasions, I must refer to him as Alpha or Alpha Logan. Sienna didn't like that. She gave me an "I will kill you" look over their shoulders. "Tomorrow is your first shift. Are you excited?" Logan asked me. "Yes," I said, and smiled brightly. "I can't wait to meet my wolf." "Maybe you will find your mate, Emma," Sienna said coldly. "And maybe we will lose you to him tomorrow." She gave a fake sad look to my brother. Goddess, they were so blind if they didn't see through her act. "Don't worry, Sienna," my brother said. "She will always be our little sister. No mate will take that away from us." I wanted to scream and throw up. She was not my sister. She was a fake bitch who couldn't wait to get rid of me. But I couldn't say anything, so I just gave him a fake smile. "After your shift, we can start working at a pack house," Logan said. "You went to high school to work at the pack office, right?" "I did," I said and smiled. "I can't wait to start working." "Good," Logan said and smiled. He was handsome, even more when he smiled, and that was rare. He was usually very serious and focused only on his job as an alpha. He always did what's best for his pack. That was why he was so successful. He was as tall and as muscular as my brother, maybe even more. The alpha and beta of the pack were always the strongest wolves, and it always showed. You could always see who alpha and beta were. He had dark blonde hair and green eyes. His jaw and his nose were chiseled perfectly, and his lips looked soft. He was hot. No wonder Sienna was all over him. She drooled after my brother as well, but being Beta's mate wasn't good enough for her. Although, if my brother took her as his chosen mate, she would accept that as well. She was only after the title and power. Too bad they couldn't see that. A doorbell interrupted my thoughts. Jacob was here. "I will see you tonight. Goodbye, Logan, Sienna," I said and gave my brother a kiss on the cheek. Logan smiled at me, and Sienna gave me a cold stare. Bitch. I walked out of the kitchen and opened the front door. My friend Jacob was standing there, smiling at me. I always had a crush on him. I still do. He's handsome, tall, muscular, and has black hair. His dark brown eyes look like a pool of chocolate, and I love chocolate. Sometimes I wish he would be my mate. We would be great together, and I know he likes me. He told me himself. We never dated or even talked about it. We saved ourselves for our mates. Not all of us saved ourselves for our mates, though. I know for a fact that my brother and Logan had their share of she-wolves. I think Logan even slept with Sienna, which only added to her belief that she would be his Luna. Jake and I never talked about it, but I think he slept with some she-wolves as well. Jacob is 22, but he still hasn't found his mate. So maybe he is mine, and I'm his. I will not be happy to know that he slept around if he is my mate, but I don't want to hold his past against him. Good morning, beautiful, he said and gave me a kiss on the cheek. You will be amazing. I'm really honored that you asked me to be there. Of course I did, I said. You and Amy are my best friends. I want you there. Maybe I'll be something else to you as well, he said and winked. I laughed. Maybe you will. We walked over to the training grounds together. Amy was already there, waiting for us. She's a year older than me, and we met at high school. She introduced me to Jacob. They are cousins. Well, if it isn't my two favorite wolves, she said and smiled brightly. Hello, Amy, Jake said and gave her a kiss on the cheek. She gave me a big hug. I can't wait to meet your wolf tomorrow, Emmy. Our wolves will be best friends. I just know it. Just like we are. Oh, I'm sure, Alora, I said with a huge grin. Enough chit-chatting, girls. Time to train. I'll see you later, Jake said and walked over to his training ground. Jacob works as a patrol wolf, so he trains harder and differently than us. Patrol wolves train separately from the rest of us. Amy works at a greenhouse. She's amazing with plants. After an hour and a half, we were done with our daily training session. Jake still had an hour left, so Amy and I went home to shower and change. We would meet at a diner we always went to. I quickly showered and changed into a pair of jeans, a white sweater, and my black Converse sneakers. I dried my hair and let it fall down to my waist. When I came to the diner, Amy was already sitting at our usual booth. Hey, lady, she said. You look amazing. Thank you, I smiled. Not as amazing as you do. She is gorgeous, tall, skinny but with curves in all the right places, and totally confident. All the boys want her. And he's totally in love with you, she laughed. Most boys are, actually. What are you talking about? I said, and frowned. Come on, Emma, she said and rolled her eyes. You are beautiful and hot. I can't believe you never noticed the looks you're getting. It makes Jake totally jealous. I always thought they were looking at you, I said and smirked. Amy laughed. Well, they do, but I'm not the only one they're looking at. I blushed and looked down at my hands. Well, I don't care. I will wait for my mate. And here he comes, Amy said and pointed at the door. Jake was walking in. He gave us a big smile and walked over to our booth. He sat down beside me and kissed my cheek. Hey, girls, what are we talking about? He asked. Mates. I can't wait to revisit that topic tomorrow, Jake said and winked at me. I laughed and blushed. Okay, stop making me blush. Jake laughed and pinched my cheek. Why? There is no prettier sight. Okay, lovebirds, enough, Amy said and laughed. Emma, when are we meeting tomorrow? Well, I have lunch with my brother and spend the day with him, and we will meet at the shift site at 8 p.m., I said. Great! I can't wait to see if your wolf will be as small as you, Amy said and laughed. Jake joined her as I glared at them. You bitches. Oh, come on, Emmy, Jake said, laughing. We love how small you are. I frowned, but joined their laughter. We spent the rest of the day talking, laughing, and making plans for our first run together. I can't wait to see what's to come tomorrow. Ready. It would be easier for you to go with him. I walked over and sat beside him. It won't be easy for me to leave, no matter who my mate is. You are my family. I don't want to leave you. I know, he said and smiled. I don't want you to leave, but if you find your mate, you will, and we will be okay. Maybe I won't find him, I said, and got back up. You never did. Yes, he nodded. But I have a pretty good feeling you will, and it'll be Jacob. I smiled and rolled my eyes. We will see. He got up and helped me finish our lunch. After we ate, we went back to the living room to watch another movie. At around 7 p.m., Andrew told me to go and get ready. We had to walk for about 20 minutes to reach the shifting site in the forest. It is a small clearing in the middle of the forest where all wolves go for their first shift. It is special because it is the only place in the forest where the moon can shine on you completely. Our forest is so thick that moon can barely shine through the trees. The clearing is the only place it shines freely. I put on my white dress, chosen especially for this night. It is tradition to wear white on the night of our first shift. I put on my shoes and went back downstairs. Andrew was waiting for me at the door. He handed me my jacket, and we left the house. My heart was pounding in my chest. Andrew probably heard it because he grabbed my hand and pulled me closer to him. Don't be scared, Emma, he said quietly. It will be amazing, and I will be there for you. Thank you, I said. I love you. I love you too, little one, he said and gave me a side hug. After about 20 minutes, we arrived at the clearing. My friends and Luna, Gloria, were already there, waiting for us. Luna approached me first. Happy birthday, sweetie. I can't wait to meet your wolf. Thank you, Aunt Gloria. She's excited to meet you too, I said with a big smile. Amy and Jacob came towards me with big smiles on their faces. Happy birthday, Emmy, Amy said and gave me a tight hug. Happy birthday, Emma, Jake said and kissed my cheek. Now, let's meet your wolf. It is cold and I don't want you to get sick. He's right. It is December and the only thing I'm wearing is a dress. I do have a jacket, but it's not keeping me warm. The only reason I'm not shivering is excitement. He's right, Emma, Andrew said. Give me your jacket and stand in the middle of the clearing. I did what he said and stood in the middle of the clearing. They all gave me an encouraging smile and turned around to give me some privacy to remove my clothes. I carefully removed my dress, underwear, and shoes, and folded them neatly into a pile. I stood back and looked up at the moon. Are you ready, Emma? My wolf said. I am, I responded. How do I do this? Just let go. It will hurt, but don't fight it. It'll be over soon. Let go and give me control, she said. I did what she said. I took a deep breath and let her take control of our mind and body. I started to feel my bones break. I let out a little scream and fell down on my knees. That's right, Em, I heard my brother's voice. It will be okay. Just let go. The pain was unbearable. It was like breaking all of your bones at the same time. I fought the urge to throw up and focused on letting go of my control. The first shift. A few moments later, I was standing on all fours, my white fur shimmering under the moonlight. I took a deep breath and lifted my head proudly. My friends and family turned around and gasped. "She is white," Luna Gloria said. I looked at her and cocked my wolf head. "Is that something special?" "We are a pure white wolf, Emma. Nobody is a pure white wolf," Eliza said. "What do you mean?" I asked her. "There are white wolves. I've seen them before." "Yes, but none of them are pure white," she said proudly. "They all have a spot in a different color, or their paws are different. We are all white." "What does that mean?" Amy asked quietly. "I don't know," my brother said, not taking his eyes off my wolf. "But she's beautiful." "She is," Jacob said quietly. I looked at him and immediately felt disappointed. No sparks. No connection. He's not my mate. "We are not his," Eliza said. "We belong to somebody else." "What do you mean, Eliza?" I asked, surprised. "Do you know who our mate is?" "I do," she said. "You will know soon." "Who is he?" I asked. "How do you know?" It isn't common for a wolf to know who his or her mate is. They only know when they see them, but not before. What is going on? "I'm not talking to you about it," Eliza said. "Now stop thinking about this and focus on your friends and family. Andrew is trying to mind link you." I pulled my focus away from our conversation and focused on my brother's voice inside my head. Now that I shifted, I can mind link the entire pack. "Emma?" he called me. "Emma, can you hear me?" "Yes," I responded. "Sorry, I was talking to Eliza." "You are beautiful, Emma," he said proudly. "Do you want to go for a run?" "Yes," I said with excitement in my voice. My brother told the rest of the group to shift, and we all went for a run. Eliza met all the wolves, and I could tell she loved them, and they loved her, especially Asher. He was attentive and careful with Eliza, just like Andrew was with me. When I had enough, I mind-linked Andrew to tell him to go back. All the excitement and nervousness got to me, and I was tired. We got back to the clearing and took our clothes into our mouths. We all went behind a tree to shift and change. Shifting back hurt as well, but not like the first time. "Each time we do this, it will be easier," Eliza said. "After a while, it won't hurt at all." I walked back to the clearing, and my friends and family were already there. They hugged me and gave me a lot of kisses. They are proud of me and happy that I finally have my wolf. Nobody mentioned that I'm a pure white again, so I just decided to forget about it. It is nothing special. I am nothing special. Luna Gloria left first. We stayed at the clearing for a while, just chatting and laughing. After a few minutes, we started walking back. Jacob walked beside me, and Andrew and Amy were in front of us. "So, we're not mates," he said with sadness in his voice. "I guess not," I responded, not looking up at him. "That doesn't mean we can't be," he said. "I would choose you as my mate. I love you, Emma." I looked up at him, surprised. But before I could say anything, my brother interfered. "Jacob, no," he said strictly. "At least, not yet. I know you love my sister, but she is only 18, and there is a chance she will meet her true mate. If she doesn't in a few years, and if you don't find your mate by then, You can make her your chosen mate. If she wants to get a chosen mate. But not before she has had the chance to find her true mate. I looked between Andrew and Jacob. Jacob wanted to fight, but he knew my brother was right. I love Jake, but I deserve a chance to find my true mate. After a few seconds of Andrew and Jake just glaring at each other, Jacob nodded and lowered his head. You are right, he said quietly. But I will wait for her. I'm sorry, Jake, I said, and took his hand in mine. You have nothing to be sorry about, he said, and gave me a small smile. Amy was quiet the whole time, but I could tell she was sad. She really hoped Jake and I would be mates. We continued our walk through the forest, and soon we were back at our house. Jake and Amy said their goodbyes and went home. Andrew and I went back inside the house, and I looked at my watch. It was 10 p.m. Hey, do you want to watch another movie? It's not too late, Andrew asked, and took my jacket to put it away. I would, but I'm so tired, I said. He smiled. Yeah, the first shift will do that to you. I will just go to bed, I said. Thank you for today. I loved it. I loved it too, little one, he said with a big smile. Asher and I love your wolf. We love you too, I said and smiled. I walked upstairs and Andrew went to the living room. I hopped in the shower and put on my pajamas. I got under the covers and closed my eyes immediately. I don't think I slept long when I was awoken by a loud knock on our front door.